Well, I'm down at New View, and with me is Ralph Peake, the chairman of what has had a name change because we've done it in the past.
That's right. We went from Quing, and we've
Yeah.
now got a new name, and it's called New View. We asked the members what they liked, and they wanted a new view on life.
Right.
So we chose the name New View.
And also with us, Michaela, who's very much involved in this. It's a mental health charity. I remember that you got a major passion for this, Ralph.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this many times. And it seems ever since, I suppose, COVID onwards now, there seems to be more demands on these sorts of services. So, I mean, you're down here, what was the old school?
Yes, St Thomas's old school.
Yeah. And this is now you're going to be at home?
That's right. This is our base now. That's right.
Right. So, what issues are we really challenged with here on the Isle of Man, Michaela?
Well, I think we have a population that is in need. Mental health is unfortunately growing and growing, or mental ill health is growing and growing. And we support people here who have had their lives derailed, really, for a number of reasons, not just necessarily mental health, but just life that gets very hard for them, gets challenging for them. And so that's what we hope we can impact upon. And we want more people to know about us so that we can, support more people to help.
Right. So the third sector we're talking about here, basically.
That's right.
So you need funding for this. How do you go about it?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate in the past to attract funders for this. So we do offer a 12 to 18 month programme for our members, and in that 12 to 18 months they then learn how they can sort of really be more resilient in the trials and tribulations of life, really. So it's really given them the tools to get on with their life, and we've been very successful. We've got really an 80% success of people who join the programme who then are strong enough to actually get on with their lives more independently. Some of them even seek employment. Some of them volunteer work elsewhere, and it's worked out really well. So it doesn't suit everybody. There is, always one or two that will just move on, but we're very, very pleased with it, and we know it works. It actually does work. The outcomes are absolutely amazing. It's not we're not trying to get high numbers. What we're really trying to do is get people's life back on track.
Do you work with the government agencies? I mean, do they refer people to you, or how does it work?
No, mainly it's self-referral, so people identify themselves in need. We have had referrals from people that are members here who recognise issues in their friends or people that they come across, and they often suggest that they might like to come and have a word with us and see what they feel. So we do have from time to time people drop in for a chat to see about what we offer and gain more information. They come back sometimes and then have their assessment and see whether they are suitable to join us.
I kind of, knowing some people who've kind of had some issues, the modern day society, the phone way we all work and keep swiping things, can send people down rabbit holes and make people quite anxious and lead them to have other problems.
You're right. It's not just the attraction, if you like, to the phone. It's some of the content that is now available, and that, as you say about rabbit holes, certainly that whole conspiracy industry really does distract people from life, and this is really trying to spend the time with people to unwind that and actually get people back to believing in themselves again, and then having a community that they can trust. The work we do here, it's all with a group, and so they then learn they can start trusting other people, and spending that time together really does help them work on not only themselves but also then looking out for other people.
So do you have intakes at certain parts of the year, or do people just turn up? How does it work?
So we're hoping to start a new intake in January 2025. So we would love for 10 new participants to join us at that stage. It's easier if people start as a cohort because they tend to bond together probably more quickly. If people come in midway through the programme, which we've done before, people in need will drop in from time to time and join the programme midway. It can be a little destabilising for the others. Depends on, what the person comes with and the issues, etc. But ideally, it would be great to start with 10 new people, but we'll be open to have people join, a few people join along the way, but it's important to have that sense of community. We are enabling community here, so if you start together, you grow together, basically.
I'm thinking, though, this may be a challenge for people to actually walk through a door and meet other people, like AA or something like that in the same sense. How can you reassure people that they are being protected and they're keeping their being anonymous if necessary, or how does it work?
Sure. That is a big barrier. People do have to be ready for this because there is a lot of work. They have to work on themselves, so there's a lot of commitment. So they do have to be at that stage of their life where they're ready to take this on. But once they do, they can really see the benefits. And we've got professional oversight, and we do work to the guidelines of the Society of Psychiatrists, the Royal Society, and that really gives us the framework to work to. So all things are considered and thought through, and the programme is put together by professional people.
I'm thinking if someone's got a parent or a relative that has somebody in the family, as much as they want to, they can't make them go, can they? It's got to be something that they take on themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. People they won't get anything if they're coming out of duress, if they've been asked to attend. It's like if you go to any training that you've been told to go to, you don't really invest in it yourself. So people have to want to be here, and they have to commit, actually, because it's important that when people come, that they don't just drop in and out, that they do commit to coming 1 or 2 days a week, and ideally 2 days a week. The programme is set up to come twice a week. Right. Yeah. And
is it like a sport, like the AA? Do people help each other almost by being in this group?
That's right. It is a community, and that's what is great to see. So over the years, we've seen what works and what doesn't. And the idea when people start to then trust other people, they get that sense of community, then they actually do want to do a lot more. And that's where we see the growth through the different phases, we call it. They're like levels, if you like, as you go through 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's really that when the sort of penny drops, it's great to see that, and that they can articulate then what they've actually achieved themselves, and then how they're then developing as a person.
Okay. I'm not sure if you can answer this. Not. I mean, does the Isle of Man have more problems than the United Kingdom mainland, as they would call it? We should be a nice little island, and everyone's looking after each other and that sort of thing.
We should be a nice little island. We do try to look after each other here, but I don't think we're any different from the UK. Mm-hmm. Or anywhere else, perhaps. It's just that, obviously, in an island of 85,000 people, it kind of is fairly concentrated, I guess, when people are quite living close in one small area, and if they have some issues, then they need help, and not everybody understands what would be helpful to them, and not everybody reaches the threshold that they actually need statutory services, like to have a consultant psychiatrist or mental health workers. Some people's levels of mental wellness are just below that sort of threshold, but they do need help, and they are struggling to be able to live life to the full. We want people to live their best lives, basically.
Great. Well, on that, we touched at the beginning, you need money, sponsors. This is your moment. Yeah. How do people come to, or do you go to them? How does it work?
Well, yes, we can have a conversation with people who'd like to support us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those things that we want to shout about, because we are really dealing with people's lives, and we're trying to help people get in a much better place. So, but certainly, yes, companies who'd like to be a partner of ours, or individuals, please do approach us, and we can then help have a conversation.
How do you do that?
Well, we've got a website that's newview.im. We've got a telephone, and we've got all the details, which you're just going to put at the bottom of the screen now.
Oh, just like that. We'll put the website up, probably the easiest way. Yeah. And we'll obviously keep in touch. And you've had some great successes. It's probably things you don't normally talk about, because that's the way of these things. You can't really say much, can you? Just do the job, and hopefully people move on.
Exactly. It's really heartwarming to see, when Ralph referred to the phases, and when people progress through one sort of gateway to go to the next phase. We had a meeting. We always have a monthly meeting of all the members and the volunteers, and at that stage 2 members were at a position where they wanted to declare that they were ready to move to a next phase, and the confidence that they have is immense, and it's for the other people in the group to see what can happen when the confidence is there and they can go on to something else. It's just amazing.